Hi there, welcome back to Ingvarta. I am Anisha and today I have 10 grammar questions for you that even native speakers mess up all the time. Yes, so are you ready to test your brain? And hey, don't forget to count your scores. Score yourself out of 10 and let me know the result in the comments below. Okay, all the best. Question number 1. What is missing in this sentence? Dash, Molly to resign, who'd replace her? And your options are if, was, were. And your time starts now. So, what do you think? What's the correct answer? No. The correct answer is were. Were Molly to resign, who'd replace her? See, these are inverted conditionals. Inverted conditionals are when you flip the structure of a normal conditional sentence and remove the word if. So, here instead of being if Molly were to resign, who'd replace her, the sentence becomes were Molly to resign, who'd replace her. Moving on to our next question. I will give you two sentences and you have to tell me which one of them is correct. Okay? Number 1. Tim or myself will lead the meeting today. Number 2. Tim or me will lead the meeting today. And your time starts now. So, which one do you think is correct? Well, none of them are correct. The correct answer is Tim or I will lead the meeting today. Now, this was an example of reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns like myself, herself, ourselves should only be used when the subject and the object are the same person. And in this situation, it was not the case. Hence, we will use Tim or I instead of using Tim or myself. Okay? Moving on to question number 3. I will give you two sentences and you have to combine them with not only but also. The sentences are he didn't only wear mismatched socks, he also forgot to brush his teeth. And your time starts now. So, were you able to do it? Let me know in the comments below. And the correct answer is not only did he wear mismatched socks, but he also forgot to brush his teeth. These type of sentences are called negative adverbial inversions. They are great for storytelling and adding a little drama to the writing. Moving on to our fourth question. Fill in the blank. The crowd dash getting restless. And your options are is, are. And your time starts now. So which one do you think is right? Well, let me tell you, this is a tricky one because both of them are correct. Yes. See, in British English, collective nouns are treated as singular and plural both. Whereas in American English, collective nouns are treated as singular. Therefore, in British English, it can be either the crowd is getting restless, the crowd are getting restless. Whereas in American English, it will only be the crowd is getting restless. I hope that was clear. Moving on to our next question. I will give you two fill in the blank questions and you have to fill the blanks with the correct options. Okay? Number 1. Every evening, I like to dash in my hammock. Number 2. Please dash the dress on the bed. And your two options are lie, lay. And your time starts now. So, what's the correct answer? Well, the first one would be lie. Every evening, I like to lie in my hammock. And the second answer would be lay. Please lay the dress on the bed. See, a lot of people mess these two words up. So, here's a simple rule. Lie means to decline and lay means to place something on some object or on something solid. And here's a quick tip to remember it. Chicken lay eggs and people lie down. Now there is one more meaning of the word lie. Let me know in the comments below. Okay? All the best. Moving on to our next question. I bought dash one-way ticket to freedom. And your options are A and your time starts now. So, what do you think? What's the correct answer? A or an? Well, the correct answer is A. I bought a one-way ticket to freedom. See, I know. One starts from a vowel, that is O. But the sound over here is a consonant sound, that is va. Va. That's why we use a instead of an. Now, here's a simple rule to remember. Use a when there is a consonant sound and use an when there is a vowel sound. Focus on the sound, not just on the letters. Moving on to our next question. I will give you two sentences and you have to tell me which one is correct. Number one, to whom does this jacket belong? Number two, who does this jacket belong to? And the time starts now. Well, the correct answer is that both of them are correct. Yes. See, both of them are absolutely correct. The only difference is that the first one is used when you are formally talking and the second one is used when you are casually talking. So, if you are formal, use whom, and if you are casual, then you can use the who one. Moving on to our next question. Fill in the blank. Our neighbor dash play heavy metal all night long. And the options are will, was, is, would. And your time starts now. Well, the correct answer is will. Our neighbor will play heavy metal all night long. See, here's the thing. Will is not always used for future or future references, but it is also used for habits, especially annoying habits. For example, my brother will deliberately play music when I am on a call, or my phone will definitely freeze when I am doing something important. Therefore, you can use will when you're referring to an annoying habit. Okay? Moving on to our next question. I will give you two sentences and again you have to tell me which one is correct. Number one, it took me a long time to get over the flu. Number two, it took me a long time to get the flu over. And your time starts now. So, what do you think? What's the correct answer? Well, the correct answer is get over the flu. It took me a long time to get over the flu. Now, get over is a non-separable phrasal verb. Hence, the object must come after the complete phrase. It should not come in parts. It should not be breakable. Okay? Moving on to our last question. I will give you two sentences and you have to tell me which one of them has the correct punctuation. Okay? Number one, toffee apple, comma, brandy snap and candy floss. Number two, toffee apple, comma, brandy snap, comma, and candy floss. And your time starts now. So, what do you think? Which one is correct? Well, the correct answer is that both of them are correct. Yes. See, the last comma or the comma just before and is called the Oxford comma. In British English, it is optional to put that comma, and in American English, it is expected to put that comma. So, if you use them or you do not use them, both of these situations are completely fine. So, that was it for all the 10 grammar questions for the day. I hope you did pretty well. Do let me know your scores in the comments below. Okay? And hey, if you want to go beyond grammar and start speaking English with real people, then download the Ingvarta app. At the Ingvarta app, you can practice with live English experts on a daily basis who will help you get more fluent and confident with your English speaking skills. Now, if you like the video, make sure to hit the like, share and subscribe button and share it with a friend who needs it. Also, if you have any queries, do let me know in the comments below. I will see you next time with another fun video. Till then, bye bye, take care and happy learning.